Miss Elms here. We're here to do fractions day 7. We're going to be identifying fractions and using a number line. All right, let's go. Fractions day 7. Identifying and labeling fractions on a number line. So we're going to be using Google Slides today. If you go to my school, we're going to be using Google Classroom. We're going to have an assignment called Fractions Day 7. And if you don't go to my school, you can follow along with a piece of paper and a pencil to create your own. Miss Fouts and Miss Painter both have string they want to use to make bracelets. Miss Fouts cuts her string into fourths. Miss Painter cuts her string into fifths. So I want you to take a look at these two number lines and think about who has more bracelets. And this is your time to turn and talk, and if you don't have someone at home, you can talk to yourself. I think Miss Fouts or I think Miss Painter has more bracelets because, and I want to hear you explain your thinking. Alright, so I'm going to explain my thinking. So I think Miss Painter has more bracelets because her number line is partitioned or divided into 5 parts, whereas Miss Fouts' number line only has 4 parts. Miss Fouts has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and Miss Painter has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 parts. Miss Painter has more bracelets. Miss Fouts and Miss Painter both have string they want to use to make bracelets. Miss Fouts cuts her string into fourths, like we have here, and Miss Painter cuts her string into fifths, and we have that blue one down there. Who has longer bracelets? That means the bracelets are longer in size. So I want you to turn and talk and think, I think Miss Fouts or I think Miss Painter has longer bracelets because. So now I'm going to explain what I think. So I'm going to compare, which means see which one's longer. Miss Fouts has 1 part, and that represents 1/4, or one of the out of the 4 bracelets she's going to make. I'm going to look at Miss Painter's. She has 1 part, but it's 1 out of 5 other bracelets that she's making. And so if I look at the two, 1/4 is a little bit longer. So because this is a number line and because these are fractions, all the other bracelets are the same size. So Miss Fouts has longer bracelets. I'm going to teach you a new word. This is called a number line. A straight line with numbers placed at equal intervals. That means they're the same distance apart. So these spaces are the same size. So we can represent fractions on a number line, and we can use a number line to help us compare fractions. So we're going to get started. Identifying fractions on a number line. So what fraction is shown on the number line below? Type the fraction into the box. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how many equal parts is the number line divided into. And I'm going to count. So there's 1 part, 2 parts, and 3 parts. 3 equal parts on this number line. So that tells me that the denominator is 3 because there's 3 equal parts. So now I need to figure out the numerator. How many parts are shaded on the number line? So how many parts are green? So I can see that there's 1 part that is shaded green. So our numerator is 1. So the fraction shown is 1/3 of the whole number line. Identifying fractions on a number line. What fraction is shown on the number line below? So I want you to think for a minute. What fraction does this show? Do you know the numerator? Do you know the denominator? Alright, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to count how many equal parts are on this number line first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. So that tells me that the denominator is 6. I'm gonna count how many parts are shaded in, or that are green. There's 1 and 2 parts that are green. So that tells us that our numerator is 2. What fraction is shown on the number line below? If you want to make a prediction, I predict that the fraction is, you can do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how many equal parts are on this number line. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that tells me my denominator, or the bottom number in the fraction, is 4. Now I need to figure out the numerator, or the number of parts that are shaded in. There's 1, 2, 3 parts that are shaded in. So our numerator is 3. And so the fraction that is shown is 3/4. We're going to move on to labeling fractions on a number line. Place the fractions in the appropriate spot on the number line. So we're going to use what we just learned to help us. So if I shade in the first part of this number line, like this, there's 1 part colored in out of, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So the fraction that goes in the first box should be 1/4, or 1/4. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right there. Now let's look at the second mark. So if I have 2 parts colored in, 1, 2, and there's 4 parts in all, 1, 2, 3, 4, my fraction should be 2/4, or 2/4. So I'm going to erase that and move it over here. So now I have 1/4, 2/4. Which one do you think goes next? If you said 3/4, you are correct. We have 1/4, that's the first part, 2/4, 3/4, and the last spot is 4/4, which is the same as 1 whole, or having all the pieces. So that's 4/4. We're going to do one more. This time we're going to do fifths. So that means there are 5 equal parts on this number line. So the first part, because there's 1 part colored in green, is going to be 1 out of 5 parts. So this is 1/5. Now, if we have 2 parts colored in, can you figure out what that is? That would be 2/5. Now 3 would be 3/5. 4 is 4/5. And the last one, if the whole number line is colored in, or we have all the parts, it's 5/5, which is the same as saying 1 whole. Alright, here's some good websites to continue your math learning. If you go to my school, you can do iReady or Extra Math. If you want extra practice, you can do Khan Academy, ABC Yeah, or Prodigy. Stay tuned for Fractions Day 8. This is our last day of fractions next time. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that video. Stay tuned for Fractions Day 8 next week. See you later. Bye.